That's him. He's getting slowly recruited by Scientology.
No, that's not true though.
Are you
But
sure?
hold on. Let me ask a question. What's wrong if I go there for free
He started
breakfast
the movement. He started the whole movement.
What's wrong if I just want to go
Yeah,
for my
please explain it.
Let me explain to you. I started it, so you want me to
He
explain it?
started this whole movement. He was the original protester that started all of this.
No, I have a question.
No, yeah, but he's going to answer it. Let him answer it. You asked it. Let him answer you.
One question for you and then for him. But what's wrong if I just go there for my free breakfast every Sunday morning? What's wrong with that?
Okay.
I think it's nothing wrong.
Okay.
They
All right.
offer me free food, right?
Okay.
I mean, they have free breakfast.
They have a service on Sundays.
What is the purpose of it? Have you learned anything, or is you think it's not transactional?
I mean, they didn't.
They asked you to take a personality test.
Yeah.
So they have your address. They have your phone number, right?
No.
Okay, you gave when you were smart.
I did not
But they have
provide
information about you. So that whole personality test, it says Oxford capacity.
something like
It
that.
has nothing to do with Oxford University. It's a Scientology. So what they do is they use that information as a sales technique. They now have information on how to approach you, look for your weaknesses, and how to sell.
Make a fucking Supreme
Now let me
Court
ask you
argument to
something.
bring Mr.
Did they give you the Dianetics book for free? If I go to a church, or I go to a temple, or I go to a mosque, they're gonna give me some literature for free. Aside from the Road to Happiness, did they give you Dianetics for free?
They got
They
a
asked you to pay $75.
federal judge
Well, they
And they
said
asked you to
At a-
coursework for
at a
$300.
party.
And the people that you interact with, you know how much they get paid? They get paid $47 a week. They work 110 hours a week. That's slavery. And most of them are from overseas. They bring them over here on religious visas. Once they get here, they take their visas away, so they're stuck. And now they're working as slaves, 110 hours a week for $47 a week. They have no contact with their family. They don't have cell phones. They don't have computers. They're completely disconnected. And while you're getting that free breakfast,
one
they're
second.
using people like you to recruit to get money to then perpetuate the scam.
one second.
Yeah, Mr.
They have smartphones. They use from iPhone.
That's only the top people.
They do have phones,
That's the top
which they
people.
only talk to each other.
Yes.
So when they have their phones, they're talking to OSA, which is their security service. They're not in there. Ask them when they have a phone. Say, can you look something up on Google? Can you Google something? They don't have access to that.
I'm glad you're saying this because that must be the way they have.
Oh God, you know everything.
No, anyway, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It's okay.
No, 'cause-
I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you.
Well, don't you know?
Because I want to go there
let
for
her-
the free food.
Go there for the free food,
Well, how
right?
did they get
Exactly.
them?
But understand what comes along with that. Understand the people that are preparing that free food are essentially slaves. Now we talk about how there's human trafficking in other countries, right? South America and Central America.
That's a laser lady.
It's happening right there on Hollywood Boulevard. These people who are a young girl, I don't know, she was 16 years old, came over from Russia. Trapped her in, she has no contact with her family. Now she has to work 110 hours a week for $47 a week, right? Again, that's slave labor. And on top of it, they're tax exempt, right? So this is a company, because it's a company that has slave labor and is paying no taxes. It's kind of hard to fail if you have a business that operates like that. I wish my business were that way, where I had slave labor, free labor, and no taxes, right? But yet they are failing. They are failing. Why? Because of the abuses that they have committed and perpetuated throughout Scientology. Now again, if I go to a church and I ask them, hey, what do you guys believe in? They're gonna tell me what they believe in. You know what these guys believe in?
Well, during the Sunday service, they said total religious freedom. You know, they do say several things. I completed the whole Sunday service.
Okay, good for you. Understand that what they believe in and their whole purpose is that they think 48 billion years ago there was overpopulation in another galaxy, and they froze a billion people, frozen, put them on airplanes, right? Brought them over here, dropped those frozen people in a volcano, then dropped the hydrogen bomb on top of that volcano. Then their spirits rose up and they captured their spirits and they brainwashed the spirits. And they flung them out and they're attached to all of us. That's what causes all our insecurities and just everything bad in our life. But if you are willing to pay a couple $100,000, they're going to help you get rid of those spirits. Because that's what's holding you back. And that's what they believe in. So that's the foundation of their religion. When you go into that Sunday service, that's what they're not telling you. That's the foundation. Now, it will cost you money to learn that. It costs you hundreds of thousands. That's OT3. They have different levels. There's clear, and OT 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Each one of those costs more money, progressively. So again, they're not telling you about all this stuff, the foundation of the religion. They're just saying, hey, you want some free food? Come on in. We're going to get a sucker. We're going to get your information, and we're going to hammer you. We're going to come at
Which
so for
they
the rest
did
of your life,
not.
for the rest of your life, they're never
Not
gonna
yet.
do it.
Which they did
Because
not.
they have facial
I
recognition.
For
They
name,
have-
for my address, for phone number, which is I did not provide any.
They
Which
have
is I did
facial
not-
recognition.
No way.
Listen, if I take
Oh my
a
gosh,
picture-
they have, yes, they do.
Facial recognition.
Facial recognition cameras. Look, did you see all the cameras that are outside? Oh, yes, they do. Oh, yes, they do.
Go to when you're inside that Scientology location, look outside and look at the number of cameras, especially the high definition cameras that they have sitting outside.
They
See, I
have
can't
facial
walk within-
Yes.
recognition.
I can't walk with
Tag recognition, tag readers.
Scientology location without them closing that place up because they see my face.
Come in.
Listen, I can take a picture of you right now, and within a minute, I can find all your shit all over the internet.
Yeah.
I'll find your name. I'll find all your information. You want me to? I'll do it right now. But I won't.
Try it. I want to know.
We just won't put it because we're streaming. We won't put it on there. But listen to me.
I want to know. Just because you take a picture and you know all of my information.
I mean,
Only if you're on
do you have
there.
information on the internet? Do you have
No.
Oh, then you won't.
Any information that you have on the internet?
You can try. I want to know what you can find. Let's put it on the.
I still need the information on that comp that night.
I didn't find him linked in that LAPD.
Huh? The first one?
Yeah, the one from the security guard.
With the golfing? No, the one that
The
we did.
golfing guy. He doesn't match up with the guy.
He looks young. No, it looks like the same. It looks like the same features. It's just that the picture looks a lot younger to me. But if you look at all the features, they look similar.
I'm gonna ask somebody who I know who has some really good software.
Yeah, because it looks. Okay, but also, like he said, you can go to the Baptist church. A lot of churches have breakfasts, right?
Which
and
I
it's
did.
okay,
On
but it's
Sat-
not
on
by
Saturday-
slavery.
Okay, like on Saturday I went to the Hebrew church,
Okay.
which is Israel, church,
Okay,
Hebrew,
uh-huh.
and I got free food.
And they told
Okay.
you about
And they told you about their religion, right? Freely.
See, I just told you the foundation of religion. If you go to an Israeli, if you go to a temple or synagogue, or if you go to a church, Baptist church or a
went to
Catholic
the
church,
Saturday.
they're going to tell you what the foundation of their
Yep.
religion is. Scientology, I just told it to you right now. If you go there and ask them about that, they're not going to let you know that unless you pay hundreds of thousands of dollars.
See,
That's
they're,
the
yeah,
difference.
and they're trying to get you to where you come in for auditing, and that's where they interrogate you.
It's a process that they're going to rope you in. They
Yeah.
rope you in and they rope you in. My thing is, if you're going to do this stuff, be honest. If you want to say, hey, you don't want to join Scientology because we offer this, cool. But there's always a scheme behind it. Okay? There's a personality test, there's an IQ test, there's a stress test. You watch the movie, the Road to Happiness movie or the Dianetics movie.
Shorter video, not a
Yeah, the
movie,
video.
shorter video.
Yeah, 20-minute video.
No, it's shorter than that.
Cause that's the
Road to
first
Happiness,
one.
It was like a mystery sandwich where they was talking a whole lot of nothing. Right? So again, ask yourself, what have you?
We have to rescue this guy,
have
man.
You learned anything? Have they taught you anything? You see a leg shake, and they're going to tell you.
I know, he's
stress
nervous.
test. That's part of the stress. I mean, that's part of that personality test. Is do you
Yes,
stress
he's
about
nice.
it?
Because he's sweet. We had to rescue him.
Okay, the thing is that you guys are so nervous. Why don't know what's
I'm nervous. I'm not nervous. He's nervous. I'm not nervous.
The thing is that
It's because we understand where they are.
I have my.
You're going to see him in the vest.
I know. He's going to be handing out. I know. He's gonna look good 'cause he's got the steamer.
Like, or someone trying to sell me an insurance. Maybe I can
I
keep
agree.
talking to her. Maybe I can, like for example.
Well, these
like,
people
like,
are
trying
so
to buy-
trained.
Trying to buy a car. I'm gonna keep calling the dealership because I want to, get a good deal. They're gonna keep calling me, but doesn't mean
They will
I
never
will
leave you
buy the
alone.
car.
And when you tell them to stop
Have the
calling,
deal.
when you tell them to stop calling,
That's
they
the
will
thing.
continue calling.
Yeah, let me tell you.
Which
Yes.
is,
And when you
it's
move,
never
they
gonna
will find
happen.
out where
They
you
will-
live.
right, they
will
do
never-
background
they
searches.
never have my address. They never have my phone number. They never have
I
that.
truthfully, I find it hard to believe. I think you gave up here.
No.
I do.
Were you
I
going
don't
to
think
probably?
I don't
Maybe
think
not
you
yet.
can convince me. You're going there for free, but you gave up your phone number and address or something.
They might give him one or two chances, but they're going to push for that. You're going to see.
Even the,
Do you know what? Let me tell you something. Okay. Oh, let me tell you something with me. Okay.
not even have my phone.
They got my email address from LAPD. Okay, because I was a volunteer back in the day. and I didn't get,
They will
and
never get my email address
Okay.
because I never emailed the LAPD.
Okay.
See, that's how you prevent it from the beginning.
okay, well, they emailed me, so they stole my email. I had to go to LAPD 3 times to demand that they stop, because I did not give it to them or give them permission. And they had to be threatened with being kicked off of CPAB to stop. And that's the only thing that made them stop.
I had a question, it's not in the report, but given that it was really close to my house, I had a question about it. Yesterday there was I believe like a police pursuit and a standoff with the sheriff's department that went, and it was in like the North Hollywood area. How does it work when we're all very close together in different jurisdictions? What happens when the sheriff's department does come into the city? Is there coordination with the LAPD?
There is, if they're primary on the pursuit and it ends and they are able to maintain a perimeter, they will do that. If they need assistance, if the suspect gets out and run, we'll assist with our air unit as well to be able to provide that perimeter for them or any other unit that would come into the city. Otherwise, without a request for assistance, we monitor the situation and ensure that traffic flow is coordinated appropriately, and then any other potential fallout, crowds gathering or other incidentals that may occur, we deal with those as well.
Thank you. That's great to know that there is that type of coordination.
Yeah, the people can hear people on Zoom.
Correct, yes. That's Mr. Summers, news everybody, everybody. Now we can only see here. Yes,
That's very true, Father. I agree with you.
The overpaid octogenarian sheriff, chief, whatever he is these days. Don't you know there's a reduction in fucking crime? No, there's not a reduction in crime. It's an increase in fucking crime all over the city. I just went today in Van Nuys, over in the fucking area where the buses go through in the metro. The orange line, homeless criminals everywhere. Graffiti, dumping of gross sewage, and the occasional shit being taken out from the street illegally. Yes, the wrong sheriff chief boy, it is going up the asshole in this crime. Then we have the consent agreements. Let's see here. The city and OD Sus Incorporated. Fuck the agreement. I don't want this agreement. Then we get the commercial programming system. Fuck that contract though. This is just a fucking sick mind of Russia and that little FBI washout SWAT member president he is. The worst part is Fabian, you're the worst one of all of them. You could go low on this shit with a Affordable Free and stop all of it. You could stop the stealing, but you don't do it. All of this theft and all of this corruption, all of this, look at this list. Look at this. What would your mother and father say, your immigrant parents say? Look at all this stealing. You don't need any of this shit. The goddamn department is down 1,329 officers and counting under the 10,000 level set by the great late Antonio VR doing business at Antonio Villaraigosa. Yes, he's gonna run for governor. The fuck everything up in Sacramento. And that's why I'm going to vote for him, by the way, because it's a shithole. So remember, you, Fabian, are the problem. Russia was lost a long time ago in her mental mind. And a long time ago, Southerners, known as Steven from Django Unchained, is here to be a slaver. As these people yawn, I know they're bored. They're bored of your bald head. So finally remember, get some hair plugs like Joe Biden is the president.
Thank you.
You'll feel a lot better.
All items, please. Thank you.
Yes, yes.
Commissioners, Chief, Florence Yu, thank you for the opportunity to speak with you. Today I want to tell you about 2 crime victims. A young lady that was molested, raped, abused for years by her father, Scientology moved him out of state and country to get him away from being prosecuted. She was also part of the child labor factory and suffers tremendous emotional distress from the years of abuse. Her case is in your system already. Number 2, a child was playing with fireworks on L. Ron Hubbard Way. It blew off both of his hands and an eye. The parents were told to disconnect from him since he was no longer an able-bodied person and no longer useful to their labor pool. Scientology ordered, coerced, and threatened the parents, especially the mother, to never see him again. He became the no-hands man on Hollywood Boulevard. The crimes committed by the parents in the Scientology, child abuse, neglect, infliction of mental distress, abandonment, the entire Scientology community knew of the bores and were not allowed to do anything. The crimes of child abuse, sexual abuse, and human trafficking are still happening today behind the blue walls. Those exposing the crimes are having cases brought, some frivolous, by a cult that has billions of tax-exempt dollars at their disposal to throw at the protesters, manufacturing evidence as no problem for such a cash-rich cult. 3 minutes just isn't enough time. I would like to see 3 things come of these comments. Chief, you have the authority to do these 3 things. 1, Janet Whelan or any Scientology representative be removed from the CPAP or an advisory position until an investigation is complete. 2, all investigations against protesters relating to Scientology be paused due to conflict of interest. One such is Scott Hochstetter. Do you really think that he's swatting himself and putting those guns against himself? And through the CPR, we found out that Scientology offered in an email for LAPD to pay his extradition to West Virginia for a misdemeanor crime. And 3, I would request a meeting with you, Mr. Chief. But if you're too busy, please appoint an investigator that we can have as a point of contact to bring this evidence together for you for an investigative claim. Thank you, and I yield back my time.
The next speaker is Jason Sheedy.
Good morning. I would like to talk about the due process and the investigation in the LAPD. Number 1, recently I heard about a case about Mr. Herman. Because some people are literally the court, some sort of made a determination that he sent certain profanity emails to the board of supervisor, and therefore he is not allowed to participate in the meeting anymore. This one, it really confuses me because I want to inform the LAPD chief and the commissioner. Based on you, everybody knows Mr. Herman. If he wants to say something, he say that in front of you. He say that directly to your face. There's no reason to send you an email and say whatever he has to say, because he never has to hide. And second of all is that based on what I know about Mr. Herman, he is not even have a computer. He does not even have an email address. He has a personal technology difficulty. And somehow without a comprehensive investigation, somehow the court just determined that, yes, he did it, therefore, he's bad. So I feel our chief, our LAPD, it's not hard to locate the what's that called, IP address. It's not hard to locate from which devices, what time, which area. It's not so difficult to prove someone is innocent or someone is guilty. I'm not saying he's innocent, I'm not saying he's guilty, I'm saying that we do not have any evidence that the email address belongs to him. Otherwise, I can just create an email with Jim McDonald's name, and then I can just insult everybody, and then therefore nobody give me any investigation. Therefore, Jim McDonald did it. That doesn't make any sense to me. Number 2 is I want to talk about Lady Harriet Elliott. I want to ask for the Inspector General to support her because she is still confused with a lot of cases, especially about her son. So, so I want to make sure that she is provided with correct information Because number one is her son, number two is, long time ago. She another day asked me to go to a University of CSUN, asking to verify if some person is still alive or dead already. And then I have to tell her that, that's confidential personnel information. You and me, we are not allowed to know. So I wish our Inspector General can reach out to this lady and to answer some of her questions and her concerns about her son, about any her concerned family member, because at her age, she is not clear about everything, so it's no harm. Let's give her an hour. Let's find a representative from the LAPD Inspector General. Let's talk to her. There's no harm to answer some questions.
The next speaker is Amy.
Do you hear me this time?
Yes, which I hope you
The 3 minutes, like everybody else has been doing. I just want to say I'm very disgusted with what I saw on Saturday night at the Shrine Auditorium. It looks like your department is still culting around with the criminal predatory child trafficking cult. They are what I've been calling them, because they have an OSA, Office of Special Affairs, they're with the acronym OSA. You're dealing with La Osa Nostra, because you're sitting there taking orders from a cult and not even verifying the permits and you allowed kids in this university to be run around by the cult, and they couldn't even go get their cars at USC if they even wanted to access their dorms. It was so outrageous what I saw, and as a mother who's considering looking around in the area to sending her daughter to a school, I would highly not recommend that from what I saw. I saw that you're not really protecting the students from this cult. I wouldn't want my kids near that, my daughter. How can you do that? And then the other thing with the Winter Wonderland, Mr. Daniel Villeda Gonzalez, he was attacked. And where's the justice for that security guard that went and was shining blinding lights in his eyes that would have caused severe retinal damage? And he had a terrible concussion that was done by this security guard that had no ID. You don't even know who he is, no name tag. Where are you guys? Aren't you gonna really monitor what they're doing? And because they're criminals. All of this stuff is on the interwebs. Your kids would tell you Scientology's a cult. They're laughing at you because you're taking money from them. Isn't there a separation of church and state? You got to get Janet Whelan off your CPABs. You have to separate yourself and unentangle yourself from a terrible predatory child trafficking cult. And it looks terrible for children to go to a school and have that near them. They don't like it. The students were not happy on Saturday night at the shrine. It's got to end. Cut the ties and detach yourself from this horrible child trafficking cult. It's the mafia on steroids, and you guys have got to stop getting involved with it. It doesn't look good, because when this stuff comes out, you're going to be all entangled in it, and it doesn't look good for you guys at all. It's just terrible. Bye.
The next speaker is Auden LA.
I don't know if I need to. I'd like all 3 minutes, please. Do I need to bring this down? Good morning, Chief, Commission, and Ms. Yu. I'm here to follow up. I really want to tag on to what Mona said. Mona and I and two others, we met with Ms. Yu to try to, to let her know what's going on. But so much has happened since then, Chief. And I am requesting also if we could just meet, just to catch you up. I know you're very busy, whenever the time is, but there's so much going on. Like one thing they were talking about Saturday, okay, like what they do, what Scientology does is because LAPD officers, they went to do overtime policing for the Shrine, their big event. And they only show the LAPD, the officer, their application. And, and so they say, well, they're applying for a sidewalk shutdown. But see, what they don't show them is the entire permit, which is that it does not prevent pedestrians, only vehicles. And believe me, I have all the evidence. Scientology tried to get the city attorney to sign off on to take that out and let it be shut down to pedestrians as well. And they stood fast and said no. But your officers, they're looking bad, and they're actually leaving the city open to lawsuits because they're believing what Scientology security is telling them. No, it's a closed, sidewalk. And so they prevented students from getting to their dorms. They prevented people from going to the store who had the absolute the right to go. And so your officers are they're not educated on it, what's really going on, and all the lies and the nonsense. They are with the blue building more because it's, those divisions are, even though they're very connected in different levels, they are backing down. But here, this was a new arena, and these officers, I felt kind of bad because it's like, and we can't, they closed off the portal, the city closed off the portal, so no one can even show them, here, this is the full permit, so you can see the second page. And that permit is for any event in the city of LA. The pedestrians have a right to go through. They don't have the right to camp out or stand there, but they have the right to go through. And so I want to bring that to your attention. I also want to say that Hollywood Division, I've said before, they have a very close connection to Scientology. And they're there's a conflict of interest because they're under protest. There's so much going on right now. They still went to free tickets to their Christmas event. And it's like, it's showing partiality, it's showing favoritism to Scientology and the protesters who we're the bad guys because Scientology has your ears because they're on your CPABs. And every time I bring up Janet Whalen, saying because she's like she's like the vice president of the Scientology, she has her minion, I believe, allegedly. He comes all of a sudden, he starts attacking me and on YouTube, whatever, and instigating violence. He doesn't threaten me himself, but he instigates people to kill me, to hurt me, to all this stuff. And so I'm coming here under not knowing, I leave here, I have my head on a swivel because I don't know what's going to happen. And so, but it's serious, and that's why I keep coming, sir. Thank you.
So you just gave a report about how crime is down. I've been hearing that for the last 3 years, actually 4 years. Crime's down, crime's down, crime's down. At the same time, you've lost the number of cops. So crime is down, the number of cops are fewer, and yet you're asking for a large increase in your budget. Last year you asked for $100 million. You got almost all of it. And in the process, we've defunded our city. We've cut aging funding by $5.1 million to give you guys more money. We've cut street services by $15 million. We've cut public works. We've cut the fire department. We've cut animal services. We're defunding our city as we give you guys more money and more money. But you're telling us that crime is down. Now, you, Chief, you said the other day that you don't actually believe crime is down. You think people are not reporting crime. I want to know, is there an excess of bodies laying around out there in the streets of murders that are not being reported? Do you really believe that? Because that was specifically what was in what you were commenting about. Somebody brought up murders, and you said, well, people aren't reporting these crimes. So there are bodies laying in the street that nobody knows about, that are not being reported, according to you. That's nonsense, okay? That's nonsense. But this year, now you guys are asking for $250 million more.
My God.
You guys are defunding our city at the same time. The homelessness problem, Karen Bass can say what she wants. It's getting worse, all right? People are struggling out there. The streets are falling apart. The streets are filthy because we're defunding the city. And at the same time, we're giving the cops more money. The average LAPD officer makes $132,000 a year. How much are you guys making?
Right, not enough.
And where do they live? 84% of these officers live outside of the city of LA. So we are taking that money, sending it to San Bernardino, sending it to Orange County, sending it to Ventura, sending it to Texas. We have officers that live in Tennessee and Florida. That money is going elsewhere. We're subsidizing them with our hard-earned money. And it's not right. Now, I look at the makeup of this commission, the Civilian Oversight Commission right here. You would like to see this commission represent the people of the community. I don't see that. I see an ex-police chief right here. I see an ex-prosecutor. Where are the bakers? Where are the school teachers? Where are the store owners? And then we have Florence. I don't even want to get into you because all you do is consistently cover up for the LAPD. I dealt with you not so long ago where a cop stepped on a man's head. It's all on video for everyone to see. And you guys came back and said it did not happen. And you said the guy did not even complain about having his head stepped on. And you can clearly hear it on video of him complaining about having his head stepped on. Shame on all of you.
Laser lady.
Well, my son was killed 32 years ago. The report says that Rome or Romero took credit for it. I only got that after a Public Records Act request, 5 years. I was waiting for that. First of all, I don't believe it because Detective Keeger in Nazi on page 13 says your son, defendant's Elliot's son, was asked to follow another kid out in the front of the party at 27th and Arlington, and at which time he shot him. So they have conflicting reports in the autopsy. I'm 20 people have been killed are that are my friends. These are prospective jurors. Yeah, anyone would believe any of this happened. Why? Because I'm a victim of very high technology. This thing right here says directed energy is makes smart bombs look like child's play. You know what a smart bomb is? When they're in Vietnam or Iraq, they sit on their top of the roof and they see the smart bomb go to the dissonance out. That's how advanced military technology is. By the way, directed energy now will run all wars. Okay? That shrimp that said that he wants help from you, I appreciate that, and he was going to go with me to the genealogist. And this is a page from the genealogist, 4th level down at Central Library. We found out this woman right here. I am investigating how long an instructor lived after doing a favor for me. My political science 155 instructor wrote a letter of recommendation for me under the international program in 1992. The folks at CSUN seem to be preventing me from getting just this one piece of information. I found out when we did it together with that genealogist that this lady, her name's Tracy Windsor, is still alive. Yeah. I cannot believe that no one called her all this time. This is who I'm talking about. I don't believe it, okay? This woman right here, Renee Pittman, said she was masturbated until orgasm at the age of 3 and 4. This is real pedophilia. This is the CIA. She blames the CIA, and yet she doesn't put the blame on remote viewing, which is the CIA front, which is psychic. They think psychic. You can't get into college if you believe in anything psychic. You can never say anything. Why? Because it's a sham. Yeah. Don't believe in anything psychic. And the whole this woman is my soul sister, a black lady, but she should have said no psychic. No psychic.
Thank you very much.
The next speaker is Steve Riley.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All of them, thank you. Firstly, I want to give my warmest congratulations for the over 30 years of collaboration with the Code of Scientology. Recently, they publicly reported that they have donated over $500,000 to you over the years. I did some quick girl math, and it's actually only $17,000 per year. This is of course excluding all the extracurricular services you provide to the code where naturally additional compensation is being paid. Therefore, I would like to make you a counter proposal. For the price of redeeming your dignity and trustworthiness, you could start protecting the peaceful anti-Scientology protesters from the violent attacks by Scientology-hired armed security. Begin to actually investigate the swatting incidents towards the protesters earlier this year and stop prohibiting legal First Amendment protesting in public sidewalks of LA. And the best part is, no LAPD officers need to attend any fundraisers to do musical performances. To be honest, officers Brian White and Tim Tolman lack nearly as much musical talent as they do professionalism in their policing. Therefore, I am willing to pay out of pocket to send the officer's wife and Solomon to a bank camp to Utah for the entire next year. And heck, if there's not enough improvement, we can even negotiate on an extension period. What do you think? Give me a call. Thanks.
Great job, Miriam.
At the top of your little speech that you do every week, Southers, you say that this board is committed to accessibility for the community, and yet here we are still having these meetings at 9:30 a.m. on a fucking Tuesday, and you guys couldn't even manage to have your stupid community meetings in the third or fourth quarter of this year. Get it together. So there have been several donations in the past few weeks for various youth programs, and like many of the other speakers today, it honestly can't be said often enough that LAPD has no business running youth mentoring programs. It's objectively a moral cesspit. It's corrupt from the top down. The elected head of your fucking rank and file runs a security company which hires cops fired from the LAPD, which is very fucking scary, very hard to get fired from the LAPD. Some of them fired for violent offenses, hires them to be security guards at Walgreens, and then scams them out of their wages. The head of this accountability body is on the payroll of a genocidal foreign army. He legally used government databases to spy on his ex-wife. He started an organization which would employ a police officer who molested over 200 kids and never said anything about it, never distanced himself from it. And the stuff that I have heard in the last 2 years of attending these meetings is like, the fact that you think that you can run programs for kids is truly disgusting. And just off the top of my head, what I can remember, a new recruit arrested for child molestation, a supervisor fucking their subordinate on the job, and I think it was the wife of another officer, an officer who sexually abused a mentally ill woman and forced her to have sex with an animal. I mean, you blew up a truck full of fireworks and killed people and blew up their houses. You beat the shit out of protesters. You kill people in high-speed chases. You shoot them in the worst moments of their lives when they come to you for help. And you have the nerve to run fucking youth mentoring programs? It's literally mind-blowing. I want to talk with my time remaining about something that happened on Wednesday. There was a sweep at an encampment in CD11. There is a woman there that I'm friends with who lives in an RV. She obviously is coping with a lot, and she was talked into voluntarily giving up her car to be towed by an LAPD officer. She didn't understand what was happening to her, and she wasn't allowed to get any of her shit out of her car, so she had no clothes, she had no underwear, she had no food, and you know what the dumbest thing is? When I call that fucking tow company, they'll let us come down and get her shit out of the car, but that LAPD officer couldn't give her 5 minutes to get her stuff out of the car before they took it away, and also tricked her into signing something, into voluntarily giving up her vehicle, which she did not realize she was signing. Fuck all you guys.
I chose today.
I just think it was funny. I came here specifically today
Yeah?
to talk about Alvarado.
And you didn't get there yet. Bye, Matt.
So I shouldn't have telegraphed it. I was on Twitter last night talking about how, LA Times article came out, said that they interviewed Al Librado, the chief, while he was suspended for stalking a subordinate.
So
right?
disgusting.
Put air tags on her car. She has a
Yes.
restraining order against him. He has restricted use of his gun.
And they consider that for chief.
And so she's saying now, it's just funny that she made that special note at the beginning of the
Oh,
meeting.
they watch you. They
So
they follow you.
because I was about to get up there and tell him, you're going to sit there and they say, the article says they did it out of a courtesy to him. It's a courtesy. What about the courtesy to the woman that works here?
Exactly. Why would you
that's
even put
being
him up?
harassed? What the fuck are we doing here? At the same time, these guys are always hollering about, recruiting's down. Recruiting's down.
Yeah.
Well, women are 52% of the population, but they make up 20% of the LAPD. It's 1,794 the last I checked, women, total.
Right.
So 20% of the LAPD is women, but 52% of the population. It tells you that your problem is not a fact of, McDonald was told the Hollywood captain that, they're unfairly treated, and the Hollywood captain was saying that there's a media narrative that creates all these problems. You create your own narrative.
Yeah,
It
that's
is
true.
toxic for a woman to work in this building, to work in this force, period.
Yeah.
You crazy. A woman has to, Lillian Carranza.
Yeah, look what she went
Lillian
through.
Carranza has to be sexually harassed Michael Moore
And
gets on the
Sue.
stand and admits that she went up to him and said, hey, can you do something about this? And he told her, and he said this on the stand, that he didn't want to mention it because he did not want it going viral. That was most important, protecting the image of the LAPD.
image, that's
They
it.
didn't want it going viral.
Because they're they're Scientologists, I think, because that's how they act.
Why would women ever want to work here? And they
Yeah,
don't come
I
here,
agree.
don't run around complaining, oh, we don't have enough cops, we're having a hard time recruiting. It's because of you. Because women don't want to join. So you're stuck with a bunch of lunkheads, toxic lunkheads.
Yes, and not
who
even
perpetuate
smart
the cycle
ones,
gets
yes.
worse because you just
A
get
lot
the
of them.
worst of the worst.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. A lot of the new a lot of them are stupid. They're not even like they should be like have college
See, well,
degrees or
Gabriel
something.
Spottis. Gabriel Spottis was a cop over in the Mission Division. Last year, in September of 2022, he was called on a 5150 call.
Right.
The 5150 to woman, right? As soon as she got out, he went to her house and started having a relationship where she says she's suing the city that he raped her.
Oh my
he
God.
forced her to have sex with other people and even animals.
Well, that's what that girl was bringing up.
That's what
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
talking about Gabriel Spottis.
Okay. I want to see who that is. I don't even know. I have to look.
I have him on my site. And so I'm going to do a movie about him in the next 2 weeks.
Good. I love your videos. I mean, and it's really high quality.
The same cop.
Are you serious?
I put him out there exposing him. He sent me a message at 2:57 in the morning. Any message that comes at 2:57 in the morning is not a good message, right?
Right. Yeah.
And he's talking about this assessment threat that
That's
I
scary.
sent people to his house, or I inspired people to come to his house, and blah blah blah. So I went to the police station and I filed a crime report against them. They still have not called me back. The Hollywood captain says, "Oh, he's looking into it." All that bullshit. All that bullshit.
Yeah, I'm on hold too with him.
But my thing is, I went and looked him up in Post. He has not been decertified from Post.
So
if
he
is
can
a
go
law-
anywhere.
He can go work as a cop elsewhere. And I know
Right.
where he's working. He's working at SpaceX right now. And he has a security clearance at SpaceX, even though there's a lawsuit against him and the city over this. The city has decided they are no longer representing him. They cut
Wow.
him off.
Right.
And-
Because that's really disgusting. That's like, I mean,
Well, he has a security clearance. If you have a security clearance, you have to inform them if you were having any lawsuits pending against you. He
He's
obviously
not.
did not, because he wouldn't have the security clearance, so I would inform SpaceX of that.
good.
But I mean, my thing is, this is the type of thing that's perpetuated in the LAPD. This guy they didn't decertify him. After he did all that, you didn't decertify him?
Right.
You
And
didn't
that's
go
the
to prison to
problem. That's one of the problems.
They want to hide it. They want to pretend like it just didn't happen.
Right.
I CPRA'd his information. They said they can't give it to me because it's private under 832.5
Yeah.
of the California Penal Code. But that 832.5 says all personnel files are off limits
Right.
to the public. But SB 1421 says use of force, sexual harassment, sexual misconduct, lying, illegal searches. Well, that falls under it because this is sexual misconduct.
Yes.
Now they're saying no, it was a consensual relationship. That's what the LAPD is insinuating.
Yeah.
But I gotta tell you something. A woman who's just been 5150 and being pressured into sex. I'm sorry, but that's
Not consensual. If
no,
you
it's
just went
not.
through a 5150, then they're not at the
Part of
where.
rape
Yeah.
involves coercion. And
Exactly.
he was doing this while even on duty, coercing her on
So
duty
sick.
for
Ugh.
sex. I'm sorry, that's rape.
That is rape.
And they don't want to admit it because if they admit it, they'd have to make this information public, and then he'd be certified, but it'd bring a stain to them. They wanted that story to go away. I'm not going to let it go away.
Good. Good for you. Good for you. I know. I love what you're doing on that. I love what you're doing.
You're taking on Scientology. You are 100%. You are. I can go out there and make a lot of noise.
Oh, I love it though. But you can. Oh my God, I can't. The whole.
It's the behind the scenes. The person. Okay, so how many commenters today were talking about Scientology?
Like 5.
That was all because of you.
No.
It was. It's all because of you. Because I didn't send them here to talk about it. I don't even talk about Scientology. You sent them here. You were the first. You went here, you brought it up, and then they followed behind you. You led them along the way. I know the things that you do behind the scenes. I know. I know. Basically,
It's just wait. You're gonna make me cry.
I just don't want to bring too much heat to you.
I know.
mean, truth of the matter is Scientology should be fucking scared of you.
They're sending what's his name after me now. Like it's Janet Whelan, is who's handler. I'm convinced, because every time I either see her or mention her, all of a sudden he's instigating like people to kill me.
Oh, that guy?
Yeah.
I never watch his shit, so I don't even know what he's
The right that yeah, but
I
well,
always feel-
I get all the people sending me messages. I don't watch them either.
Honestly, I drives me crazy. People always send me messages. I'm like, why are you guys watching him?
Yeah.
Why are you giving him the views? He gets like 80
That's why I
people
won't
watching
mention his
views.
name. I won't mention his name because he wants that. And he came in my chat and
He's
stuff.
literally dying for attention.
Right.
My thing is, this guy has had a YouTube channel for 7 years, and he has what, 7,000, 8,000 subscribers. He has a fan.
Not even anymore.
Listen, the market is spoken. He failed. It didn't
Right.
work for him. But he's relying on starting shit to try to drive traffic to his.
Yeah,
YouTube
but
channel.
Janet Wieland, the vice president, I'm convinced. I see the pattern. She's his handler. She says here, he probably gives a few bucks here. Go after this one. You know, dogs her. You know.
Information on Janet? She's a public Scientologist, or she's.
No, she's a vice president of
She lives
the.
out in the city, or she lives over
No, she lives in the Sea Org. She's Sea Org. She lives in there. She was in the RPF and everything. She's that. Remember the lady at the Hollywood CPAP? That's her. No, she's very high up. And every time I'm there,
I always figured that she lived off campus.
no, she lives at one of those buildings in there. And no, she's Sea Org. And yeah, she's every time I either mention her or see her, all of a sudden there's like he's trying to instigate like, oh, someone should just go and murder her. Somebody should just kill her. Okay.
I want to go there. I'm going to speak specifically about it.
It's going to be like the CPABs, the two CPABs, and I'm trying to get her off.
The next CPAB, I sat through the Hollywood one.
Yeah.
And sat quietly and just observed.
Yeah.
I'm not allowing another cheerleading section.
I know, right? Thank you. Because that's why I left it. I used to be, because I wanted real, change and stuff.
People came up to me afterwards, came up to us
Yeah,
and were saying,
yeah.
okay, well, that's kind of, we got to stop the cheerleading. The cheerleading thing's going to end.
It's gotta end because it's one way. That's why I got off it, because I didn't want cheerleaders. And then they don't listen to you. It's supposed to be a two-way conversation.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's never two ways. They're just so disgusting, and like with that, and I hate it. So yeah, I don't know when it is. I'll keep you apprised, but Northeast too. But she's on the Northeast one too. I need help with that one.
So I got my access to all these internal affairs files, and I would say Northeast Division probably has the most. I want us to go there specifically and talk about. I've already sustained complaints against 2 Northeast.
Awesome. They're bad. Which one? Hernandez?
Hernandez and Vargas.
Okay, Hernandez is real buddy with her. He's her protector because he's the one that ran out. When I went to the DOT and talked to them about that red line on it's fake. It doesn't exist. There's no permit to make that closed. And DOA was down there. He, within 20 minutes of me speaking there, was down there with 3 other cop cars to move him, to ticket him from the red zone. Oh, he's always he's always there.
Let me know I will be there. Like I said,
he's always there. Okay, yeah,
Vargas is the guy wears like black glasses, little headless.
I think I saw him too. And then but the other one is Gomez, Detective Gomez. She's always there. She's buddy, because when the one guy left and left the open seat next to Janet, she looked over to Gomez to say, like, come here, like, that's her buddy.
All the time.
And then she was crying. She was literally crying to the captain because I was talking to Hernandez. Was like, oh, I want to try to be neutral. We're going to be neutral. We want to hear you out. And him and Sergeant Rivas. And then, so they were talking to me. Janet was in there talking to the captain, literally crying that we were there. But yeah, it's time to call her. It's time. If they don't get her, because I come here, I come nice. I don't come trying to start trouble because I'm doing long term, long game. I want to build, I want them to remove these people. So, but if she doesn't get off soon, then I want to go there in person, but I don't want to go alone. That's the only thing. Being, you know what I mean? All right. Thank you. And because I'm not afraid to speak up. Northeast, I don't know. I'm trying to find. They try to keep it secret, but I have a feeling that. He did say that I think they're not doing anything public. It's just going to be like a private Christmas party. So I'm going to say in January we probably will get up and running again.
I'm not the man, the chief. They start releasing these CPAP information.
They have to. It's not. It should be open to the public because technically, see what it is. They're not Brown Act meetings, so they don't have the same where you're given time to talk. So, but that's fine. But it's still, they can't prevent the public, but they try. And to go listen and to be up, and if they choose to. Now, Northeast, I love the president of that one because there's the civilian side of it. He lets everyone speak. And he gave us all, and even though we.
The Hollywood one, I will make sure that we're going to speak. Because if they don't, I'll just
That was the quickest meeting. See, there, and you know, and the SLOs are supposed to. And I told the captain, I'm like, the SLOs are supposed to give their reports on what's going on in their communities. So why are they like clamming up and not talking about? Because they're supposed to give a report so all the people in that section can go there to their community people to and let them know what's going on. And they're not doing it. They just go there as a rah rah. I think maybe they didn't do it because they saw us there, you especially, but. I was like, because
It did get, it was short. It was like, what? Why is this? Like,
yeah, I never. And then White looked so nervous. He was so nervous, and I want to confront him. He didn't go to the. I didn't get. I had to do it on Zoom. He didn't go to the Central Hollywood last night because I'm going to call him out for. He went to that Christmas party.
You went to the Christmas party?
Yeah, for Scientology. He went. Talman went. I don't know who else went, but yes, they did. To the Celebrity Center. No, but he did. I think he's trying to intimidate me too. Because at the last Central Hollywood meeting, because you know how it's not really attached to the police, it's like a separate building. I've never had any interaction with Talman at all ever. He came. You too. He came in. He looked at me dead in the eye, like there was no one behind me or around me, so it had to be me. I know, and he waved to me.
He had no business even being there. He had no business even being in that building.
Right.
This is a separate building across from the police.
Yes, and he came in and waved at me with this cheesy smile, and then Rand was going back and forth, yes, and he kept giving me dirty looks in the hallways. They were both in the hallways. You too. Oh, you're so cute. I love this guy. He's so cute. He's so adorable.
So seriously, but I am very important to everybody because
You're very important.
Yeah, right. Because I'm fine with the big billionaire. They kill a lot of American people. You don't know, but they kill everybody. Even Donald Trump too. They don't care nobody. You know.
They're just killing everyone.
Yeah, they kill everybody.
He comes and talks. He's so cute though. Bye, Mr. Hahn.
I appreciate you.
I know, he's so sweet. He just gets up there and he said, "Remember all of us, remember me." Like he's so cute. I know. I appreciate you so much. I know. We have to. He is. We do. He's so cute. But
Yeah, I mean, Rand had no reason to be in that building.
Right. But Talman, I've never met him ever. I've never laid eyes on him in person that I know of, and he was there like waving with like that's not intimidation.
The first time I met Talman I was out at Scientology. This was June of last year, June. Before I broke my foot. And I was out there in Toucan and Lurch were out walking up Hollywood Boulevard, and I was walking along with them by McDonald's. And she's like, "I feel harassed," and she called the cop. And Talman showed up and I told her, I said, "Go in there, you tell them you can't, there's nothing you can do to get the fuck out. Don't say a word to them." They went in there, walked out. He left, drove around the corner, parked his car, and stood across the street watching me.
Dang.
For like the next 20 minutes.
See, he's creepy. That one's very creepy.
He was on NBC News, I think.
Really?
Week, the Malibu fires.
Oh, why would he? What?
So some lady came out and said, "My neighbor over here came out and helped us put out the fire."
And it was Rand?
No, it was Talman.
I mean, Talman. So we all know where he lives. He lives well, so he has enough income for the.
And he was like, he was soaking up all the glory of the interview.
Oh, of course.
In front of the cameras, just loving everything. So of course I'm not gonna post that shit.
But how's he live in the Malibu Hills on a policeman?
You ever look up his history?
No.
His father was a famous actor, and his father.
Oh, okay, so he comes from money. So why would he become a cop?
And then he was an actor. He did some stuff in his early 20s.
But why become a cop? Because you're connected.
At the age of 30, he became a cop. He became older.
That's because Scientology told him we need people. I'm telling you.
I've been wondering.
Yeah, no, they do. That's how they do it. They infiltrate. And so they say, okay, we need you in there, and so I'm telling you, I would bet money on that. Because he's a Scientologist, who knew. Because for him to come and like smile at me and wave at that when I'm in the meeting and I'm like, look at all, there's like no one else around. Well, like me? Like, what do you? Oh yeah, man. So yeah.
He comes from an acting background, so of course he's a Scientologist.
Oh, he is. He's a definite Scientologist.
Back then there was that huge connection.
And he probably thought they would help his acting career. Like he'll be the next Tom Cruise.
I was talking to a lady out in Hollywood Boulevard the other day, and I wasn't on live. I was just talking to her. I was walking past, and I guess the lady and her husband had come here and wanted to see Scientology because of a friend. And I just happened to come walking past, and so we started talking. One lady was saying that when Palka was the captain over at Hollywood, that and 10 years ago, we used to go there and talk to them about like community issues, homeless problems and stuff. And they said the best way to fix homelessness is to do it the way Scientology does it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, which I don't even know what Scientology does. They tell them to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, they do that, and they probably, I don't know, like, yeah, well, they put all these planners. That's not just for them; it's for us too. But how come on down the street? Like that's what I don't like about Hugo either. Down the street, the city came in and removed all because it was mean to the unhoused, but they won't do anything with these planners. It's so much corruption.
The ones over there on Sunset.
They did.
Yep.
Yeah, and the city did it, but they're like, no, they won't do that.
He's the one who made that happen.
Yes.
So why is it?
But he won't make this happen, even though group come every single meeting. Mona and I have not missed a public meeting since the first week of June for Public Works, and that's 3 times a week. We go to every single one. And they can't get it removed. It's just unbelievable. All we got now is that where they only get permits for 5 days a week instead of 7, so they have to close it up for 2 days. Big whoop. I mean, and they still don't have to do the fire lane because the fire captain signed. It says that yesterday. He signs off the fire captain for, I forget his name. The battalion chief. Sorry, the battalion chief. He says even with the cement planners, he did a video where you can get the rig through. I'm like, that is slowed down. Would you want to slow down? He goes, it's not real. He's not slowed down, And I'm like, okay. I wanted to speak at the fire too, but this one's more important right now. But they listen over there, and I've already mentioned it. So.
I usually only show up here when there's like a shooting, it's like a major shooting, and the police chief has to give some sort of speech. Usually when I come up here, they surround me with cops.
Oh dang! I know they're scared of you. They know.
Right around me. They give me warnings, preemptive warnings, to let you know if you disrupt it. Don't come give me
exactly.
Warnings. Like what the hell I'm doing.
Exactly.
Go ahead, you move. Yeah, I'm supposed to be banned from here.
Really? They can't ban you from public.
One of the captains back then, she was standing behind me trying to antagonize me, standing right behind me, phone, dancing around, waving at me.
Oh my God.
I'm like, what is all this? And then after the press conference was over, I went and talked to the PIO, and she's standing right here on my shoulder, just dancing around. And I had gotten word that she told me, look at her Twitter account. Her official LAPD Twitter account was just like full of like Andrew Tate stuff after he had gotten arrested for rape, and just a misuse of her Twitter account. And so I turned around, I told her, I said, I'm going to put you through. And she's like, oh. Then I was told by
That's not a threat.
The LA Press Club told me that I am banned. I'm like, who the fuck are you? LA Press? I'm like, you guys don't represent
They can't ban you from public.
Exactly.
I mean, they can give you it's like a 1-day thing. Look,
yeah, you
look these guys. I mean, if they're going to ban anyone, they're going to ban these two.
They can make it so you can miss one meeting.
Yeah, a meeting.
Right here is I walked in. I wish they would.
Say hi.
Right now, I'm gonna get arrested.
Say hi. Be nice. Say
Hi,
hi.
Dusty. Oh, you're my favorite. You're my
Be nice.
favorite.
I gotta get out of here.
I do
Good job.
too.
Get down. That's enough. You don't jump.
You guys take care. Everybody get you safe.
You too. Sir.
You
Have a good
too.
morning.
But let me know.
We enjoyed your comments.